The challenge was, how can we end it in just sort of the most satisfying way for us, for the audience, give all these characters the endings they deserve.
Heading into the finale, can we assume that they just will have a happy ending?
I don't think you can assume anything with Younger. I think you can assume that, I really think that all the characters of the show do get their happy ending. I really do. I think they get the ending that they deserve.
Does that mean Quinn will get a happy ending as well?
Well.
Not that she deserves it, but
Yeah, she'll get the ending she deserves too.
Perfect. Is there any storylines over the past 7 seasons you look back and wished you had done a little differently?
I don't know. I really feel like this is one of those series where I look at it and I think I kind of like every season when we finish the show, I'm kind of really happy with that season. So I don't know that I'm looking back and thinking, I wish we could sort of like rewrite something in a major way. We took some big swings. There have been some outrageous moments, but I'm proud of them. I like them.
What love story did you like the best?
I think ultimately I love the love story between the women the best. I love it between Liza and Kelsey and Liza and Maggie. I think that those stories of friendship, I think are like, have such emotion in them. They have heartbreak in them also. And I think that in some ways, I think the audience relates to those relationships as much as any of the relationships on the show.
Heading into the final season, how are you feeling? Were you wanting more? Were you good, content with it ending? How were you feeling?
I mean, I think we were ready to end the series this season, but the challenge was, how can we end it in just sort of the most satisfying way for us, for the audience, give all these characters the endings they deserve. So that was sort of the challenge. Among other challenges this season, that was the big one.
Yeah, there must have been a lot this season. I wanted to ask what the toughest part was writing the ending, because there are so many storylines that all of us fans are very invested in.
I mean, definitely it was wanting to give these characters just sort of a satisfying and believable and emotional ending to their stories, and feeling like their endings felt real and hopeful, and I think surprising, which they are. I think there's sort of like twists and turns in the final episode, which is an hour episode, until the very last moment. I think the show doesn't really, let's say, stick the landing until that very last scene. So I think it's a fun season, and I think I hope it's going to leave the audience happy and satisfied at the end.
Absolutely. I mean, it definitely was with the first 11. So
that's you watched the first 11?
I did. Yes.
Oh my God! Wow!
Commitment. I love it.
Great. Thank you.
Absolutely. When you were planning this out, you guys were in the writer's room. Was there any debates about storylines you wanted to go one way versus a different way?
Definitely. I think thinking about the last episode, there was a lot of discussion over many months before COVID and many months after COVID. When we came back and did it again, we're still arguing about the same thing we were arguing about like 6 months before, because, there was just a lot of ways for the story to have gone. And I think in the end, we found, the way that felt right. It feels right.